Hey, is this thing on?
Hey, Sid, what do you say? What you want to learn today?
I want to know why things happen and how, and want to know everything now. Oh, yeah! How does this thing work? Why does that stuff change? How does that do what it just did? What's up with the sky? You think I could fly? The world is spinning and I want to know why. I got a lot of questions and big ideas. I'm Sid, the science kid.
Who am I with today?
Johnny Bradshaw.
Okay, how do you think science and Christianity go together?
I think they go together pretty good. They're not button heads. They're cohesive. They go together. Very put together and stuff. It really works together well.
Hi, could I interview you?
Huh?
Could I interview you?
Sure.
Okay, so do you think Christianity and science go together?
No.
No?
Science is the only thing you can actually put your faith in, and without science, there would be nothing.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, can I interview you?
Yeah, I'm not busy.
Okay, do you think Christianity and science go together?
Nah, they don't go together at all. They actually completely go against each other in every way. The science literally says evolution, and Christians are saying there's no evolution. You know what I'm saying? We clearly came from monkeys. My friend Jamal would back that up. Any other questions like that?
No. Thank you.
Alright, have a good night.
You too.
Are you gonna ask this question again? Are you gonna put it right on my forehead?
Am I here with?
Coach Bynum. You.
Okay, can I interview you?
Sure.
Do you think Christianity and science relate to each other? Why or why not?
There's always some relation, I think, but I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna go no. Most of the things that are in the Bible don't have to deal with the theories that come along with science. The Bible has based upon spiritual things and factual events, and science is educated guess based upon no belief system. So I'm gonna go with no.
Can I interview you?
Sure.
Yeah. What do you think the Bible and science go together?
Yes. Do I have to explain why?
Yeah.
Because it helps us understand everything about the world, and science is everything, so yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jill.
Hi.
Do you think Christianity and science go together?
No.
Why?
Because science, right, they mainly believe in the Big Bang Theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Christianity is no Big Bang. God created. Yeah.
Flashbang.
Yeah. Thanks.
That was a very slow flashbang. Ma'am, no, don't keep it.
Do you think Christianity and the Bible go together?
Yes, I do, because God created everything, and through different archaeological digs and just different things that I found out in science, it always seems to hold true to what the Bible has to say.
Okay, thank you. Do you think Christianity and the Bible go together?
You mean Christianity and the Bible?
Yeah,
Bible.
I mean, science. Yeah.
Yes. Sure. God created all things, and so God set into motion theories and principles for us to discover and to understand His greatness through science. We understand creation and everything that He did through the study and mechanisms of science. Okay.
I don't know about this. You should interview him.
Do you think science and the Bible go together?
No, because God impregnated himself. That doesn't make sense.
Do you think science and the Bible go together?
No, I think they go against each other.
Can you explain why?
Because science is trying to prove that God isn't real, but the Bible is saying that God is real.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, who am I with?
You're with Kylax.
Do you think Christianity and science go together?
No, because Christianity is history.
What?
Yeah, it's like historic. It's like historic.
Oh.
Not really scientific.
Yeah, I see why. Can you explain?
Because Christianity is like known like a long time ago. It's like been tried like throughout a long time ago. So and it's not really, it doesn't make sense scientifically. So yeah. It's more like world history than scientific.
Am I with? So do you think Christianity and the Bible go together? No. No? Why? Because yeah, I see.
Yeah. Because it's old. And what aspects do you mean? Just like do they
ideas, like, can they like go together?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Like, okay.
Yeah, they can go together, but I don't know if they always do.
Okay, yeah, thank you. In the final section of Keller's book, he applies the gospel to science by saying this: the gospel accounts are not fiction. In Mark 4, we are told that Jesus was asleep on a cushion in the stern of a boat. In John 21, we are told that Peter was 100 yards out in the water when he saw Jesus on the beach, then jumped out of the boat, and together they caught 153 fish. In John 8, as Jesus listened to the men who caught a woman in adultery, we are told he doodled with his finger in the dust. We are told that he was writing. We are never told what he was writing or why he didn't. None of these details were relevant to the plot or character development at all. If you or I were making an exciting story about Jesus, we would include such remarks just to fill the story's air of realism. But that kind of fictional writing is unknown in the first century. The only explanation for why an ancient writer would mention the cushion, the 153 fish, and the doodling in the dust is because the details had been retained in the eyewitness's memory. So basically, he is saying that everything that was said in the Bible is true, and that he's able to have eyewitness back up that happened, and how if the Bible is true, then our view on science is true as well. So in Keller's book, his main logic and heart of the objection is that The real reason that many people think that science has disproved traditional religion is that most other faiths believe in miraculous, the intervention of God into natural order, but science cannot prove or disprove God's miracles because they don't believe in Him. The existence of God can neither be demonstrated or proven or disproven. So if someone says not believe in God, then miracles won't make sense to them. So basically that's like first like main like objection to it. And then also believes they both can coexist with each other, do have their differences, but they can still agree on like a lot of things.
Alright, so I'm going to be talking about the reason for God, chapter 6. As you guys have seen so far in the video, we've been interviewing people about if they think that Christianity and science relate to each other, are they at war with each other, kind of questions along those lines. And a lot of people said no, or that kind of thing, which that's not necessarily a wrong answer, because generally they do have fundamental disagreements, but they aren't at war with each other, and they're not always pinned against each other. Timothy Keller says that he thinks that the reason that a lot of people think that they're constantly at war with each other is because of what the media has portrayed, and shown that like there's always a secular or atheist person versus a religious person, not even just of Christianity, but of any religion, and that they're always at war with one another, which is kind of giving people this bias that they're at war with each other, when in reality, that's not really the case. Miracles are really important because, like, it just shows, like, the reality of the Bible, and that God gave people free will, so it's ultimately your decision to decide if you want to put your faith in miracles and believing that they happen and that they occur. Because even though Jesus was committing miracles in broad daylight with people everywhere, there were still people like the Pharisees that were just in disbelief and couldn't fathom it, and still crucified him, knowing that he was committing these supernatural acts and was fulfilling prophecies that he was the Messiah. They still did it regardless, because who knows, they were fearful, they just couldn't fathom the things because they were supernatural and just didn't follow science and what they knew to be reality. He then concludes by talking about the healing of the world, and says that as long as you know how to defend the aspects of the Bible that don't coincide with science, such as miracles and creation, that's all that like really matters. Like, you need to know how to defend your own beliefs. One day you might be in a situation with a coworker or a friend that just doesn't really know what to believe, and you're going to have to justify and defend why you believe that miracles exist, and why you believe that the resurrection happened, and why you believe that creation happened. Why do you, like, you're going to have to answer all these kind of difficult questions that we don't really have all the answers to, because we'll never truly know, because it's honestly all God's plan. But you're going to still have to defend it to an extent because you believe it, so you're going to have to try to like help explain it to other people or new believers and stuff like that. So you're just going to have to know how to defend the parts that don't make sense to science, or someone that traditionally has grown up with science. As a view, like, you're going to have to explain to them why it's possible and why it makes sense. Yeah, to conclude, science and Christianity are not at war with each other, but you are going to need to know like how to defend your own beliefs, how to defend those aspects that don't necessarily make sense to science, to others, and to just be ready to use those as your defense. So yeah, to conclude, science and Christianity are not at war with each other, but you are going to need to know like how to defend your own beliefs, how to defend those aspects that don't necessarily make sense to science, to others, and to just be ready to use those as your defense. So yeah.
It's important to understand this perspective and to engage in meaningful discussions about faith and science. The material looks into the significance of addressing the supposed conflict between science and Christianity. Like, Keller explores, like I said earlier, the misconceptions and how science has disproved religious beliefs, and also he presents arguments that challenge the argument. By understanding this material, the reader can gain a deeper appreciation for the compatibility of science and faith, fostering a better perspective on the topics, and it encourages open-mindedness and exploration. It's important to understand this perspective and to engage in meaningful discussions about